Guys, welcome to the very first episode of Local HJ's Crucible Theory, starring me, Local HJ. Today's episode is going to be in response to a Fallout video that you've recently done about the Dead Man's Tail and Breach Loader Grenade Launcher loadout. I actually agree with the vast majority of Fallout's video, and I think this is a great loadout for Crucible. As you can see, all the footage right here is me using a grenade launcher and then quick swapping to Dead Man's Tail to finish. Now, the loadout that Fallout actually recommends is a different grenade launcher than the one I normally use. He uses Truth Teller, and that's actually not a bad recommendation. Truth Tellers are very easy to get, and they have lots of very cool possible roles. The one I actually use is an Aura-Wings Maul, and we'll get into the differences between them and why I prefer that. But the main thing I wanted to talk about today is Prox Detonation. When it comes to Prox Detonation, Fallout actually says that this is not an ideal perk, or one that's at least overrated in his eyes. I have to push back a little bit on this sentiment, especially as a controller and console player. I rely on Prox Det a lot. Now, he's basically saying, and I actually messaged him, sent him this clip that you're seeing now, and he was kind enough to respond and give his thoughts. But I use this clip as an example. I blind fired this grenade and get a double kill. And he basically says, hey, I watched your clip, which is nice of him, and I could do the same thing with any grenade launcher in the game. And that's amazing. He's a very good player, and he has the stats to back it up. He's higher stats than me. But I am probably not at that level yet, or at the very least, I'm relying on Prox Det because I am playing a little bit more of an 8. I'm using my grenade launcher almost like a long-range shotgun, or like a long-range chaperone, but I'm not really trying to get a one-hit kill. So he'll recommend spike grenades over Prox Det, because if you hit somebody in the body, that is indeed a one-hit kill. The thing is, though, if you miss that, and it's very easy to miss when you don't use Prox Det, and at least in my case, then you've just whiffed, and now you're very vulnerable. So in all the footage you're seeing, I am not thinking about when to release the trigger. And Fallout says, oh, you'll learn this with time. Personally, I'm just fine not learning the timing at all, because the gun is doing the work for me. Now you'll see right here, it does whiff, and he's correct that it is a little inconsistent, but I would say 9 times out of 10 for me, it performs exactly as I want it to. Part of the reason why I'm also recommending Aura-Wings Maul is it has a better blast radius, and in general seems to perform more consistently for me than Truth Teller. Truth Teller often feels like it's very easy to miss with, in my opinion, but this all comes down to preference and feel. But as you can see here, I'm just kind of lobbing grenades and seeing what sticks, and I'm getting a lot of damage while moving very quickly. So in my aggro playstyle, this actually fits better for me. The Prox Det lifestyle is where I want to be. Also, that was really cool, right? That double kill with the sword. Anyway. Another thing you want to consider is what role you use for Dead Man's Tail. A lot of people would use Quick Draw. Personally, because of Quick Access Sling, which is the mod you should be using on your Breach Loader no matter what, I actually think that's the better option. So right here, you can see I asked Fallout why he uses Disruption Break if he's planning on getting one-hit kills with spike grenades. And he basically says, sometimes you miss, which is totally fair, and I agree. But if you're missing with those, I will let you know that I am not missing when it comes to Prox Det. I am getting big hits, and I'm also hitting multiple people. And I'm also able to move like a crazy crackhead while doing it. I mean, that's just me. Maybe Fall is able to do all of these things at the same time, but for me, eliminating one factor by using Prox Det allows me to play a lot more freely, and I'm not worried as much about when to let go, because the game and the gun is doing it for me with the perk. So I'm very happy with it. I'd highly recommend using a Snapshot Dead Man's Tail, because I think that's a great perk. And if you're not going to use Snapshot, another good option would be Vorpal Weapon. Vorpal Weapon is extremely potent against supers, especially with Dead Man's. If you're aiming it, you can take out a super in 4 to 5 shots, especially if you land a couple of headshots. So, overall, I actually agree with the vast majority of Fallout's video. I think Disruption Break is a really great perk for breach loaders, and honestly, there's nothing wrong with his loadout, and I don't think he's inherently wrong for recommending it. I just think, as a player who's used Prox Det for a lot, I think it can be very strong and potent in the right hands. So, hopefully you guys like this video. This has been my first kind of talking about Crucible video. If you would like to see more stuff like this, go ahead and give me a like, follow, subscribe, hit me with a comment, letting me know what kind of builds you want to see. I also stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/localhj, all one word. If you would like to see me play some trials on the weekends, I'm always streaming, so just let me know. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and you know, enjoy. At the very end, I'm gonna show a quick clip of my loadout, or my the roll I have for my Aura Wings, and that's the one I recommend. So auto loading is a great perk, so definitely if you can get your hands on one like this, that is what I recommend. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your night.